Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Hamden Football Netball League online footy show. Of course, all thanks to our wonderful sponsors, McDonald's, Power Course, SunGold, 3YB, Coast FM, Southwest Safe, Deakin University, Frolic Bar, Warrnambool Toyota, you name it, we have them on board. It is magnificent. Power Core as well, we can't forget them. And they are wonderful supporters of the Hamden Football Netball League. And Hilly, we're up to round number 18. Where has that season gone?
Oh, it only feels like yesterday we were doing round one and that first game, South Warrnambool and Koroits and that
Amazing.
Good Friday game. It's gone quick, hasn't it? And I'll tell you what a season it's been. It's probably one of my favourites we've called in the home and away season for a long, long time. Just the tightness of the competition.
And looking forward to a cracking final series too. The Roosters are definitely the side to beat. Make no mistake about it. I've been on about that for a long time. And they are a quality outfit. But wasn't it great to see Terang Mortlake have a win over Koroit, and it's kept this top three alive going into this weekend?
Well, I think had Koroit won, and obviously a great side they are, it would have made the top three settled after round 17. But just with the Bloods getting the job done, it just adds a bit more intrigue. And I'll tell you what, we'll have the numbers moving pretty hard on Saturday to decide who actually gets the top three and results and so forth. Yeah, what a season it's been.
It's been an absolute ripper. And I spoke to Adam Dowie today. He's actually done the mathematics. He's got someone at school to do it, I'd say, because Wigsy's not a maths teacher. But I think it's, if Terang Mortlake happened to win by 120 points, North can actually slip to fourth.
Yeah, right.
So
pending
it's
that,
12%.
even if they lose.
Even if they lose.
Yeah. If they win, they're
in, no worries. So
yeah.
So there's actually, and they're playing the Hamilton Kangaroos, Terang Mortlake, so they're going to go out there and give it their best shot. So he's got it down to the absolute
bit of moneyball work there by Wigsy.
I cracked up when he told me that that's what's going on. Hey, listen, our Hamden League Live match of the day has to be North Warrnambool taking on the Koroit Saints. No love lost between these two teams either. One of the stars, their vice-captain, he's had an absolute magnificent season. Under 23 player as well this year in the Clinton Bolsh Cup, and absolutely acquitted himself sensationally there as well. Jackson Grundy's been kind enough to join us. Jacko, how are you, buddy?
Going well, fellas. Thanks for having me.
Mate, big game this weekend. It doesn't get any bigger, does it, to be honest? And you're wanting to be taking some good form into that final series, Jacko.
Yeah, obviously huge game against Koroit. It's always rough and tough against them and usually pretty close as well. Obviously we've won our last few games, so we like to think we're in pretty good form. But obviously it'll be a real test this week against them.
Hey, Jacko, I'm just sort of thinking back from the start of the year. It was a pretty slow start from the Eagles, but you've had a really good, I guess, if we're looking at third, your second, third, and obviously your finish to the season's been pretty good.
Yeah, well, we definitely had a slow start to the season. Losing key players like Nick Rodder, Adam Irons, Vardy, definitely didn't help. So we've had to work with what we've got, and it's paid off in the end so far.
Now, just on Vards, mate, I'm hearing the whispers that possibly first week of the finals, but more than likely the second week of the finals if you happen to get that double chance, which is really exciting, not only for Hamden League Live followers, but also for North Warrnambool Eagles supporters.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. He started running at training, but hopefully we'll get him at some stage throughout the finals, sooner rather than later.
I like it, not giving too much away, Jacko. Well played.
Wigsy's texture and said, just straight bat it, mate, straight bat.
Hey, Jacko, I look at this year and, Adam Dowie, we know he's a master coach. I know you've enjoyed playing under him. Two moves he's made this year, which I reckon have been absolutely winning moves. Tommy batting up forward. He's had a great season in front of the big sticks. And then the little chopper down across half back, which has been a master stroke move as well.
Yeah, Batsy's turning it on, isn't he? He's getting, last probably month, he's probably had 6 shots a game at goal. So that's paid off really well. Chopper as well, he's probably getting 30 touches every week off a back flank. For a little fella, he just reads a play and just takes that many inset marks. He saves us, he's really good back there, Chopper, along with Jenko. So,
hey, Jacko, you look at this weekend, you've got such a fierce rivalry with Koroit. To kind of push them to fourth on the ladder by beating them, there's a bit of motivation there, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, they've beaten us in the last couple of grand finals. So, it'd be nice to beat him and put him in the fourth, but then again, it's going to take some work to do that. So, like you said before, Wigsy was all over the stats percentages last night at training. He was telling us all these scenarios, what we can afford to lose by, or all that. But I think it'd be just easier to try and win. So
That's it.
Hey, Jacko, and I guess speaking of Wigsy too, we know he's stepping aside at season's end. He's been a great foil at the North Warrnambool Eagles for the last 3 or 4 seasons. So I reckon the playing group, even though the motivation would be for the group to do really well, but even to sort of finish Wigsy's reign at North Warrnambool would be a little bit of motivation for you guys too, I would have thought.
yeah, definitely. Like since Wigsy's been at North, we've come so close a couple of times, and obviously missed out on a couple of years for COVID. So it'd be nice to give him a good one last crack at it, because he definitely deserves one with us, I think.
Hey, mate, looking forward to the weekend, big fella. You've been in sensational form, having an absolute cracking season, and Saturday's game's going to be an absolute beauty.
Yeah, will be. I'm keen as for it, so I'll see you there.
Good on you, mate. Jacko Grundy there from the North Warrnambool Eagles. He's a beauty.
Hey, he's been one of the most improved players in the comp this year. We look at some of the new recruits that have come in, but from a young fella who's only played probably a tick over 50, 60 games.
Yeah.
He's so important to their midfield group, isn't he?
Absolutely he is, mate. And talking about stars of the competition, this young kid, he has been on fire. His name's Will White from the South Warrnambool Roosters, and he'll be gearing up for a pretty big final series, I reckon, this young kid. And he's been kind enough to join us. Will, how are you, buddy?
Stewie, Trent, thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you boys?
Mate, sensational year so far for you. You're going to finish on top, mate. You're going to get that first week off of the finals. What's the build-up been like? What's Coach Matty Battistello been saying to you boys the last couple of weeks?
No, we're just trying to build, work on a couple of things. We lost to North and took a few learnings out of that, so that was good. We're just trying to build each game. Obviously, we have a few to come back in, so we're just working on our craft. And obviously, at the end of the day, we know it's a different game in finals, so sort of building for that. Now that we know we're on top, we're sort of working towards, hopefully getting to the big stage. So, we're just focusing on week by week, and once we get there, hopefully finals, it can go our way.
Hey, Will, but last week, a bit of a statement game, I reckon. Obviously, as you said, the learnings you've taken away from North Warrnambool, and geez, you pounced on Cobden and really hurt them. A 90-point win, that's a huge smashing against a side that we think's a pretty good side heading into finals as well.
Yeah, it was good. We definitely had to rectify it last week. I think that was our main focus for that week, was just trying to make a statement. They're a quality outfit, but I think that was just we just wanted to play well, and we knew that with playing our roles, if we could all play our role and do our bit, it could go our way, and that we were fortunate enough to have a good win.
Mate, went pretty deep last year to a prelim final, narrowly going down to the North Warrnambool Eagles, so you were so close. A little bit of experience comes into the side in the way of like Dan Nicholson and your Ricky Hendersons, Liam Ewell, just to steady the ship a little bit. They've been great people, haven't they, to have around your football club?
Yeah, Nico, he's been unreal. He's been helping out with the 18s, which has been fantastic. They bring a wealth of knowledge. Ricky Henderson, just that experience on ground, it's so valuable, just what he brings. And Jeremy Muggerman, he's been huge for us this year. He's amazing around the group. He brings so much positivity. And, all them boys, Yuli, he's been unreal. He's just, what you're going to get out of Yuli each week. So, them boys have been fantastic for the club, and we're very grateful to have them.
Hey, Will, I think about you guys and playing on, whether it's the DC Farron Oval, if that's a finals venue, or the Reed Oval, later on in the finals. I just think to myself, your game style is conducive to that. You guys played Hamilton there a few weeks ago and looked really, really good. The Reed Oval, obviously, that's where it's going to be won and lost, in the last Saturday, September. Do you think that's sort of a venue that really suits the way you guys play?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we love bigger ovals. So it's exciting, but we've got to get there first. So we're just waiting to see what comes of where we're playing at. But we're happy to play anywhere. But it definitely suits us. We're trying to build towards that, and hopefully it suits our game style, which definitely does. And we're pretty keen to hopefully get to play on there.
Now, I reckon your little sidekick's up there with you, mate. He's a star in his own right. Lulu Lamont Lawal. I love this kid. He's an absolute ripper, and he's having a sensational season. You're up there just doing a little bit extra, are you, boys?
Yeah, no, just up with them on. His brother's taken over from him though. His brother's going to speak for the Well family, playing in the 14's granny. Yeah, he's a star in the making. He deserves everything that he gets. He works hard for it, and yeah, he's a great young lad, and yeah, he's got a bright future. But I think Marley the Well might steal the show this week for him.
Is he there? Is Lamont still there, mate, with you?
Yeah, I'll put him over.
Shark him on, mate. Shark him on, because Hilly, I'm not telling a lie. I seen one of the best goals I've ever seen last week in under 14 football, and it was from Lamont's brother Marley, who took about 3 bounces. He sidestepped a couple, he ran through traffic and kicked the goal from about 45 on the run, mate. It was absolutely magic to watch. Have you heard a little bit? I know you weren't there, Lamont, but have you heard about this goal during the week, big fella?
Yeah, I've certainly heard about it, Shuey. So, yeah, he let me know straight away when I got back from my game in Bendigo. And then, yeah, throughout the week, in his coach, Sam Stevens, he, described it really well. He's pretty happy with it.
Hey, Lamont, how's the Rebels going, mate? I think you guys are sitting second on the ladder. When do you start finals?
So starting finals next weekend. So, we're sitting second at the moment, and it's a bit strange. They've changed the final system this year. So top Vic Country and Vic Metro team get a week off, and Tassie is sitting first at the moment, and they're classified as a Vic Country team. So if Tassie lose this week and we get up, we'll finish first, and then we'll be able to have the week off next weekend, which will be good, hopefully.
Fantastic, mate. And what about yourself? Like yourself, Georgie Stevens. There's obviously a lot of build-up, mate. There's a lot of talk about, draft and all this kind of stuff. How are you boys handling it? Because I must admit, I snuck up and I seen the second half against the Falcons, and I was super impressed with the standard of football. Yourself in particular, and also Georgie Stevens, mate. His use by foot and his traffic work and then the contested ball work was unbelievable. There's a heap of talent, isn't there?
Yeah, there's certainly a heap of talent going around the Rebels, but yeah, Georgie's pretty happy with how he's going, and it's good to see him come back from what has been a tough year last year for him, and he's certainly making his move, and really proud of him and where he's come to now, and the Rebels have been so good as well, and I think we all know where we're positioned, and we sort of don't think about the future as much, and think about what we can control.
Good stuff, mate. You're going to get. Will you get along to the grand final on Sunday? Or are you going to play on Sunday to see Marley?
Nah, playing Friday night.
Oh, even better. He might put on a real show if you're there, big fella.
Yeah, hopefully you can get on the end of one that I can see.
Mate, I'm not telling a lie. One of the best goals I've seen in under 14 footy. It was unbelievable. Hey, Lamont, Will, great stuff, boys. Both doing really wonderful things. Should be super proud of yourselves. You're doing the Hamilton Football Netball League proud at VFL level for you, Will. And also South Wandle and Lamont at the Rebels, mate, and also down at the Academy at the Western Bulldogs. So well done, boys.
Thanks, boys.
Go and get to the gym. Go and pump a few bars out, you two. Just
get them to Roosters.
Bit of chest work up there tonight, you blokes. Build up a little bit. Hey, Hilly, we saw a cracking game last weekend, mate, to rank Mortlake, of course, defeating the Saints. They got out of the blocks really well. The Bloods, second quarter, it was all Karoit, mate. They kicked 6 unanswered goals, and we thought, here we go. The old champs are just asserting a bit of authority here, but gee whiz, the second half, the Bloods were super.
Oh, they were, and I guess that the third quarter, they came out and kicked 5 goals. I think the Saints might have kicked 1, and we sort of thought, there was a 3 to 4 goal breeze heading down to the Bega Cheese end. They're going to have to play a really good defensive brand of footy in that last quarter, and they scored so easy in that second quarter itself, as you said, kicking 6 goals. And I think it was about like 11 or 12 minutes. But to the credit of the Bloods and Benny Canara and Louis Taylor, geez, they structured up well. They put numbers behind the ball. They were harder at the contest, and they sort of were just going in first, really. And they were able to get some good little outlet passes, kicking to the non-scoring end too. I think they might have kicked 2 goals to sort of help, streamline the win.
Yeah, absolutely. So it keeps the top 3 chances alive, which goes into this weekend. So Terang Mortlake have got to play Hamilton Kangaroos. They've got to win first and foremost, and then North Warrnambool and Koroit. And the equation's there. So, the loser out of that game could possibly end up in 4th position on the ladder, depending on the other results. So it's going to be an absolute beauty. Other games, Camperdown taking on Port Fairy. Both these teams have had really good seasons.
Yep.
In my eyes, Hilly. I think they've both exceeded expectations
Absolutely.
as to where they'll finish. And they'll be both keen to kind of finish on a high, won't they?
Well, the Magpies have won their last couple. Port Fairy have had a terrific season as well. So I reckon this could go down to the wire, to be honest with you. I reckon it'd be a great game of footy. I guess health and list health and so forth, I'm not too sure how everyone's going. But I know Port Fairy really wanted to finish the season on the high. And, Swaney's back on board for next year for Camperdown. So I think they'll fight pretty hard to get the 4 points too and finish on a high. And I think too, it gives them some confidence going to next year. Potentially, if they're able to get 10 wins or 9 wins or whatever it may be they're sitting at, some recruits and stuff for next season as well.
Jared Holt will coach his final game for Portland against the South Warrnambool Roosters. Not going to be an easy finish for you, Holty, I don't think. Coming up against a really quality outfit. Well done, though, Holty. You've been an absolute treasure, mate. You're a great man, and seriously, you've done a magnificent job at that football club. Not only the last few years, but, mate, before that, when you coached them, when they first came into the competition, you coached them in the Western Border League, mate. You've been a star of that club for a long time. We wish you all the best of luck. But the Roosters, mate, they are flying.
They are, and I'm interested to see what South do. Obviously, they'll have the week off first week, so do they sort of, I guess anyone that's got a little niggly, whatever, you'd probably nearly rest them. But I wouldn't want to tinker with the side too much because you want to go in with a little bit of continuity and confidence going in. But, they've got some great coaches up there that'll certainly make the right decision. So, I think South, unfortunately, for Holty's final reign as coach, will get the job done.
Cobden taking on Warrnambool. The Bombers would have been really disappointed with last week. The Bluebaggers were good against an informed North Warrnambool Eagles. They really pushed them late. So they'll want to finish. Dan O'Keefe will want to get them boys up and about. And I reckon Dan Casey is going to absolutely want a response from the Cobden Bombers.
Yeah, well, the Blues have been dangerous. They were up against the Bloods half-time a fortnight ago. They were pushing the North Warrnambool Eagles up at the Reed Oval. So I wouldn't say this is an easy game for the Cobden Bombers. And again, you wouldn't want to get into a final series not with a win under your belt. So I think Cobden will come out hard, and I think they'll get the job done. But again, I think it's going to be pretty line ball on the margin. I think it'll be pretty tight. Yeah,
and the final game, of course, Hamilton Kangaroos and Terang Mortlake. This is a game that the Bloods can still look at it, and if they can have a big victory and boost, I think it's 12% between them and the North Warrnambool Eagles. I don't think they can't go past Koroit percentage-wise, but if Koroit end up losing or North Warrnambool end up losing and Terang Mortlake win easy. Whew,
there's a few scenarios to work through, and obviously...
Live ladder's going to be good on Saturday afternoon, Hilly.
I can't wait. Scenario's going to be interesting. I think from what I watched from the Bloods last week, they've had 7 players come back in the side the last 2 weeks. Scooter Carlin looked really sound. Jared Hay came back last week, and even though he didn't get a lot of the footy, a lot of his hard contested work was pretty good as well. So I'm liking what they're doing. I guess the big question mark, Louis Taylor, there was some talk last week that might not play, but I reckon he'll get up at some stage.
I think he's done, mate.
You reckon?
I think he might be season over, and I think it. Obviously Sydney Swan's still involved in some capacity with injury and operations and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so I think Louis might.
Not even if they even got to a grand final.
Oh, geez, it'd have to be tempting. He's such the game we saw him against Camden, his second half. He
had 32 touches and kicked 4.
Yeah, so I'd love to see it because he's got that bit of X factor.
Yeah. But more unlikely than likely is what the word is.
Yeah. So. Yeah, watch this space. Anyway, Hilly.
Hamish Waldron's last game as coach too.
Well done to the Hammer.
Hamilton.
Great fella, mate. Yep. He's done a magnificent job.
And he's been there from the get-go, from 2013,
he's
as a player.
Absolute beauty. Really popular amongst the playing group too, mate. And just him and Holdy, both so easy to deal with.
Yep.
Good on you, mate. You both boys have done a sensational job, that is for sure. Don't forget too, the Warrnambool Toyota $5,000 kick is back. So on Grand Final Day, which is really, really exciting. Also on Grand Final Day at halftime, going to have an under-10s Oz kick game, and the two clubs are going to be involved, are going to get the kids there, and then they're going to actually present the medals like AFL.
Oh, fantastic.
Which I think will be awesome as well. So a new initiative. But Matty Burgess and Goffey and the team, that $5,000 kick into the Unbreakable Hilux, it is back on, which is going to be sensational. And little whispers that a retired now retired Richmond footballer. So it narrows it down. Could be our special guest on Handball League Live Grand Final Day. And he has kicked a lot of goals, this bloke. And Burjo and the boys, I'd be getting nervous if he's going to have a kick for charity into the back of that Toyota Hilux, this bloke, if we happen to get him.
Well, he's a dead-eye dick, isn't he?
He is, and his name's Jack Rewalt, so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, Jack is going to be right for Handball League Grand Final Day, which would be absolutely sensational and a great man. Hey, Hilly, going to be a great round of footy, final round of footy this weekend. It's going to be an absolute beauty. Our match of the day, North Warrnambool Eagles taking on Koroit. We hope to see you there, live stream, and get involved. It has been such a magnificent season thus far.